Hi, I'm Mr. Crocker, Deputy Head Teacher at Holyrood Academy and also A-Level Philosophy and Ethics teacher. Now, philosophy helps us to explore some of the world's greatest and most ancient ideas, and started 2,000 years ago with the ancient Greeks, where they started to question the nature of reality and trying to understand the limits of knowledge and what we can know and what we can't know. The word philosophy comes from two Greek words, philo for love and sophos for knowledge. So philosophers are those which love knowledge, love the pursuit of knowledge, and love wisdom in general, and trying to tackle ideas where the answers might not be clear and apparent, but still pursuing those ideas with rigor, with logic, and with ways in which we can try and move ideas forwards. So the course is split into three parts. The first unit is on philosophy, and particularly philosophy of religion, looking at where philosophy comes from and some of the ancient influences, but also questioning around whether we have a mind, whether there's such a thing as a soul, and starting to then explore concepts around God, and not necessarily a strictly Christian religious concept of God, but whether the concept of something outside of space and time can be proven or disproven using various ways of reasoning. Likewise, we ask questions around whether, if a God exists, then why does evil and suffering exist on the same sort of level? And if God has certain attributes, then does that actually mean anything? Could an all-powerful God create a stone that God could not lift, for instance? Another branch of philosophy on the course is an exploration into ethics or moral philosophy, looking at whether there is such a thing as right and wrong. Is good something which is truly found in the world, good and bad, a real part of the world? Or is it something which instead is just based upon opinions and desires and points of views of society? Ethics then looks at some particular moral issues, so looks at situations around sexual ethics, looks at situations around the environment and business and the end of life scenario for euthanasia as well. And finally, the course explores human nature, explores a Christian view of death and the afterlife, really puts some challenges to Christianity from a modern point of view. How do Christians respond to atheism? And do we have any issues with how Christians respond to gender or to pluralism or to an ever-changing society with moral issues which maybe religions can struggle to answer? An example of some of the questions which might be explored, some of the ideas which are really tested. Firstly, in philosophy, is the mind separate to the body? Do we have a mind, or am I my mind? Is it a part of me, or is it something separate rather than just a biological, physical process? In ethics, can we justify killing one person to save five? Is it the consequences that would make that a correct course of action, or is it always going to be wrong? And finally, in Christianity, not only do we need to look at what Christians believe, but now the UK has less Christians. What about the social structures, the legal structures, and the systems where Christians still have high levels of power? There are no easy answers in philosophy, but always ways of trying to find better, more justified answers.